Tafuri, former foreign policy advisor to the Obama campaign and one-time State Department official. I think it's fair to say, David, this is a circumstance where you're an American. You want the very best for your country. You want the president to speak forcefully and clearly. And yet when mistakes like this happen, or as some have called them, gaffes happen, lives can be at risk, and he has to be simply more precise. You agree with that?
Well, here in Ukraine, this speech was welcomed by the Ukrainians because it was very forceful. It had very strong language. And most importantly, because of the delivery by President Biden. He really meant what he said by the way he said it and by his demeanor. He, of course, got caught up in the speech and at the end apparently ad-libbed this statement that Putin must go. That is now being walked back by the White House because that isn't really the policy of the Biden administration, which is regime change. But we all know that's what the United States wants, and that's what NATO wants. Let's be realistic. The U.S. has provided thousands of Stinger missiles and Javelin missiles, which have helped kill thousands of Russians. So, diplomacy is a game and a dance of niceties and of protocol and of compromise. So it had to be walked back in order to leave the diplomatic channels open. But the fact of the matter is that Ukraine is at war with Russia because Russia invaded Ukraine, and NATO is providing lethal support, including support from the U.S., and that lethal support is killing Russians. So we all know what the real policy is of the European countries and of the U.S., which is that Putin is a war criminal, and Biden has said that. And so, of course, the goal is for him to go, even if that's not the stated policy of the Biden administration.
I know it's unfair, David, to give you this question in the 20 seconds, literally 20 seconds I have left, but are you describing a proxy war? And by that definition, is the U.S. doing the right thing?
Calling this a proxy war, I'm calling this what the Biden administration has called it. Secretary of Defense Austin said long before the invasion that if Russia invaded, we would provide substantial support to help the Ukrainians resist. And that's what we're doing. And not just us, also other NATO countries and other countries around the world are sending both humanitarian support and weapons to support the resistance here in Ukraine.
David Tafuri joining us. Always a pleasure, my friend. Stay safe. And again, we look forward to more conversations in the future. John